Okay, so here we need to determine the general solution of this one. And here they actually say use the hence definition. Oh, well, so we can't do that before we can actually prove the identity, but we don't need to prove the identity. This is the identity we're supposed to prove in the previous question. They say prove that the cosine of 4x is actually equal to 8 times cos to the fourth power of x minus 8 times cos squared x, and then you say plus 1. So we had to prove this identity in the first question. Then the next question says hence, and the word hence means you use what you found previously in order to do this question. So in the previous question, you have proven that every time you see cosine 4x, you actually see this expression here. Now the question is asking us to find the general solution of this one. They say it's 16 times cos to the fourth power of x, and we say minus 16 times cos squared x, and then we say plus 2, and this is equal to 1, all right? Okay, so what we can see here is they actually multiplied this entire thing by 2. So that's what we can see. Because we're supposed to have a 1 there, it's now 2. We're supposed to have an 8 there, it's now 16. We are supposed to have an 8 there, it's now 16. So it means the cosine of 4x has been multiplied by 2, okay? Okay, so what does it mean? It means every time I see this expression, I can choose to replace it with 2 times cosine 4x. I'm using the hence. I'm using what I proved above in order to do this question. So this means the cosine of 4x is supposed to be 1/2. And now we can find the reference angle. So we say, well, the reference angle is going to be the arc cosine of 1/2. And this is just going to give me 60 degrees. Then I can come and say, in which quadrant is cosine positive? Well, it's in the first quadrant as well as in the fourth quadrant. So if we go to the first quadrant, then we know that 4x is equal to the reference angle itself. And now we can add this to k times 360 degrees. And when we divide throughout by 4, so here we get 15 degrees. And 360 divided by 4, well, it's going to be 90 degrees. And you don't forget to mention that k must be an element of integers. But of course, we are not done. We go to the fourth quadrant and say, in the fourth quadrant, this is actually what is happening. Our 4x will be equal to 360 degrees minus the reference angle. And then we add our k times 360 degrees. Okay. Then we simply get 4x, which is 300 degrees, plus k times 360. And dividing throughout by 4, well, 300 divided by 4 is 75. Of course it is. And then we say plus k times 90 degrees. And this is where k is an element of integers. So it wasn't all bad, just that we had to remember that the first question was asking us to prove an identity. And now that we have proven this identity to be true, then we use what we shown in order to do the next question. So yeah, the hence part is very important. But let's say they didn't ask you to prove the identity. No, let's say it was just an independent question and they're asking you to solve or rather to find the general solution of this equation. So how would you do it in that case?